Now, I will talk on multi-ligament injuries of the knee. Mechanism of injury. High velocity injuries result from direct knee impact during motor vehicle accidents, motorcycle collisions, and falls from height. Low velocity injuries often occur during sporting events and are more commonly twisting or direct contact injuries. Ultra low velocity dislocations have received increased attention recently and occur primarily in obese patients who sustain injuries while doing activities of daily living, such as getting out of bed or after ground level fall. Associated injuries. Multi-ligament knee injuries have a strong association with the periarticular soft tissue and neurovascular injuries, which must not be overlooked in the initial evaluation of the patient. The reported prevalence of vascular injury associated with a knee dislocation varies widely, ranging from 3.3% to 64%, depending on injury mechanism, ligament injury pattern, and various other patient and injury factors. The prevalence of associated neurological dysfunction with the multi-ligament injury or knee dislocation is reported to range from 10 to 40%. Life-threatening injuries involving the head, chest, or abdomen was seen in 27% with a 50 to 60% rate of associated fractures. Investigations. All the patients with the knee dislocation or multi-ligaments injury require a X-ray of the joint and MRI scan. Other investigations like arterial Doppler and angiogram are decided by the clinician depending upon the clinical findings. Classification of the knee dislocations. Type 1, injury to the single cruciate ligament. Type 2, injury to both cruciate ligaments. Type 3M, injury to the ACL, PCL, medial collateral and posteromedial corner. Type 3L, injury to the ACL, PCL, collateral ligament and posterolateral corner. Type 4, injury to the ACL, PCL, medial collateral ligament, posteromedial corner, lateral collateral ligament and posterolateral corner. Type 5, multi-ligament knee injury with a periarticular fracture. Surgery versus conservative treatment. Although traumatic dislocations and multi-ligament knee injuries are relatively uncommon, they represent a unique treatment challenge due to severity of the instability, pain, and dysfunction that can accompany them. The majority of these cases require surgical intervention, with a non-operative treatment reserved for very low demand, minimally symptomatic patients. In a systematic review published in Arthroscopy 2009, surgically treated patients demonstrated higher rates of good or excellent outcomes, 58 versus 20%. Return to work, 72% versus 52%. And full return to sports, 29% versus 10% compared to those treated non-operatively. That means 70% of people after multi-ligament injuries can't go to the sports again. Timing of operative intervention. For those requiring a surgical treatment, recent database regarding operative strategies include timing, need for surgical staging, repair versus reconstruction, and treating nerve injuries. One of the systematic reviews suggested that acute surgery resulted in higher rates of residual anterior instability and a greater loss of flexion, while staged surgery led to improved subjective outcomes. Staged surgery is better in multi-ligament knee injuries. Acute treatment. Some surgeons do acute ligament reconstructions, especially for posterolateral corner injuries with or without concomitant cruciate ligament disruption. In a prospective study published in JBS 2011, 25 patients with grade 3 PLC injuries, acute surgery resulted in improved functional outcome scores and normalization of various stress radiographs at final follow. But majority of studies advocate staged reconstruction of the ligaments in multiligamentous knee injuries. Repair versus reconstruction of the fibular collateral ligament and posterolateral corner. When addressing PLC corner and fibular collateral ligament injuries acutely, higher rates of failures have been reported for repairs of FCL and PLC injuries compared to FCL and PLC reconstructions. Reconstruction is better than repair in case of posterolateral corner injuries. Current indications for external fixation of multiligament knee injuries include open wounds, compromised soft tissues, presence of vascular repairs, inability to maintain joint reduction, and patient intolerance for mobilization in a brace. Common peroneal nerve injuries. When treating a multiligamentous knee injuries, special attention must be paid to the common peroneal nerve. CPN injuries have been observed in 16 to 40% of cases. Early management for CPN injuries, foot drop sprint along with the physical therapy, and delayed tendon transfer if nerve recovery does not occur. Non-surgical treatment options include orthosis wear and physical therapy. Surgical management includes one or more of the following: neurolysis, primary nerve repair, intracalary nerve grafting, tendon transfer, and nerve transfer. Recommendations for care. In the absence of obvious vascular injury or advanced arterial imaging should be considered for an ankle brachial index of less than 0.8 with a well perfused foot and expanding hematoma in the popliteal fossa or any color, temperature or pulse alteration of the foot. For this, there is a fair evidence is there. Either post-operative or intraoperative knee stress radiographs should be considered to be more accurately elucidate the functional importance of MRI findings. There is a very poor evidence for this stress X-ray. In general, non-operative management of the multiligament injury is not recommended because of high rates of residual instability, which may lead to increased rates of future knee osteoarthritis. There is a poor evidence. Operative treatment is indicated. The primary repair of the mid-substance cruciate and collateral ligaments is not recommended, as these don't reliably heal and may leave the patient with the unacceptable residual laxity. There is insufficient evidence for this one. Staged acute reconstruction involving acute reconstruction or repair of the extraarticular structures followed by delayed reconstruction of the cruciates results in improved post-operative knee range of motion and patient outcomes. There is insufficient evidence for this theory also. When compared with a single cruciate or collateral ligament reconstruction, patients should be counseled that multi-ligament reconstructions are associated with a higher complication rates and a lower subjective outcome scores. For this, there is a fair evidence is there. Coming to the complications. Multi-ligament injuries have high complication rates. When including all complications, rates of 6 to 73% are to be expected. There is a direct correlation of the number of injured ligaments and the obesity with the resulting complication rate. Post-operative infections have been reported to occur in 0 to 17% of surgical procedures to treat knees with multiligament injuries. Arthrofibrosis is common, requires surgical treatment in 29% of patients. Post-traumatic osteoarthritis is reported in 29.6 to 53% of patients. Knee instability is reported in 5 to 50% of patients. Patients should be counseled with regard to the high rates of complications and possible long-term consequences whether treated surgically or non-operatively.